In this video, we will discuss Manage Payroll Book menu. In this menu, you can create payroll books and have the program calculate the payroll amount of your employees using the basic fields set up in Setup menus. In order to create a new payroll book, you can click New at the bottom and set each field from the year-month to Target Employee field. In Year-Month field at the top, select the year-month that corresponds to the payroll data that will be calculated by this payroll book. Then in Payroll Frequency type field, select the payroll frequency of the employees that are applicable to this payroll book. You can set each employee's payroll frequency when you register the employee code in Register Employee menu. And once you have set up the payroll frequency of each employee, you can differentiate employees by their payroll frequency. And you can separately generate payroll books for each payroll frequency. And as you select a particular payroll frequency for each payroll book, only the employees whose payroll frequency matches that of this payroll book will be included in the payroll calculation. Next, in Period field, please make sure to correctly select the period, since the program will calculate payroll data for only the employees who worked for the selected period. Next, in Payment Date field, select the date that the payroll will be or was actually paid. Next, in Name of Payroll Book field, enter the name of the payroll book. The name will be printed on payroll books and payroll statements. Next, in Required Target field, you can select the earnings and deduction fields that are applicable to this payroll book. You can vary the fields that you will include to each payroll book by using Required Target field. Lastly, in Target Employee field, you can select the employees that are applicable to this payroll book. If you check Select option and select Part of Employees, only the selected employees will be included in the payroll calculation. And after setting all fields, click Save at the bottom. Then the payroll book will be generated in Payroll Book menu screen. In New Payroll column, you can see two buttons, Calculate All and Calculate Each. By clicking Calculate All, you can run the payroll calculation for all the employees applicable to this payroll book. By clicking Calculate Each, you can select particular employees and run the calculation for them. This time I will click Calculate All and click Confirm. Then the calculated payroll details will be displayed. And after running the calculation by Calculate All button, in order to recalculate payroll for only a particular employee, click Calculate Each button and select the corresponding employee by using Search button at the top right, or if the employee is displayed directly in the pop-up window, you can select the code and click Calculate at the bottom. And also, in the payroll book, if video tutorial employee worked late or worked on holidays in November, and if you entered the corresponding records in Timesheet menu, you can pay the corresponding wage by using Confirm Timesheet button of Preliminary Work column. In Confirm Timesheet window, there are 4 ways to enter data. The first way is to manually enter the monthly total wage in each corresponding column. The second way is to import the data you entered in Timesheet menu. Use this button if you entered the night shift and holiday work data in New Work menu. The third way is to use Time Management button and load the time vouchers that you entered in Time Management module. So use this button if you entered the night shifts and holiday works by using Record Time menu. And in order to be able to load time management data and apply the data to payroll calculation, you need to first set up item mappings by using the button at the bottom. In Mapping Setup window, you need to connect each time code to an earnings code. And the last way is to use ECOUNT Web Uploader button. You can download the Excel template at the top left and enter each column and copy and paste data to the web. And click Save to batch apply the entered data to Confirm Timesheet window. Then, after finishing entering Confirm Timesheet data by using one of the 4 methods, click Save. Then the number of the employees whose data have been saved will be marked next to Confirm Timesheet button. And then, in order to calculate payroll with the confirmed timesheet data you've entered, click Calculate All. And then you'll be able to verify the night shift wage and holiday work wage of each employee. And next, we will discuss how to apply a temporary adjustment to only this month's payroll book. There are 2 ways. The first is to directly click on the employee that you will apply the change to in the payroll book screen. Here you can make changes and save. And you can choose between Save button and Save and Recalculate Deduction button. Click Save if you will apply the amounts displayed in the present screen as they are. And click Save and Recalculate Deduction if you want to recalculate deduction amounts based on the modified earnings amounts. And once you have saved, the adjusted payroll amounts will be displayed. The second way is to use Modify Batch button in Payroll Book column. Select the desired employees and click Change at the bottom. Then the same screen will appear. You can make changes to the displayed amounts and click Save. And one thing to note is that as for the adjustments that you made to the first payroll calculations, that is, the adjustments made by clicking on an employee code or by clicking Modify Batch button, those data will be removed if you rerun the calculation by Calculate All or Calculate Each button. The changes will be initialized to the default payroll amounts of Register Employee Earnings Details tab. And therefore, if you want to make adjustments so that they are not removed by recalculation, you need to use Preliminary Work column. You can click Enter Amount Manually button to make changes to amounts. After clicking the button, you can select multiple employees or directly click on Employee Code. Select the fields that you will apply changes to and apply. Then in the input screen, the blank field of each column does not mean $0. It means it will apply the amount of Register Employee Earnings Details tab as it is. And if you will change the amount, enter the amount that you will change to. And please make sure not to enter the difference amount that you will add or subtract. And once you have made changes by Enter Amount Manually button, you need to run the calculation again to apply the changes to the payroll book. After running the calculation, you can see that the salary of purchasing department members has been changed to the manually entered amount. And if you want to apply changes to not only a single employee or a single department, but to the entire employees, you can use Enter Amount Manually button as well, and select all the employees. Click Change, and select the fields to be changed. Then you can apply the same amount to all employees for each earnings field. So far, we have discussed how to create a new payroll book, how to set each field, and how to run the basic calculation, how to load timesheet data or time management data to calculate extra wage or allowance, and how to apply a temporary adjustment to a particular payroll book or to a particular employee. And instead of manually creating a new payroll book by using New button at the screen bottom, you can use ECOUNT Web Uploader button to download an Excel template and batch upload payroll books. Next, you can also copy an existing payroll book to create a new one. You can use Copy button next to New button. By using this button, you can copy the payroll data of the payroll book selected in From field, and copy the data to the payroll book selected in To field. And if you have not created the payroll book that you will copy data to, you need to first create a new payroll book by clicking New button, and then go back to Copy screen and select it. So, for instance, if you will copy the November payroll book to December payroll book, select the payroll books in these fields and click Save. Then the payroll book data of November payroll book will be copied to December payroll book. And after copying a payroll book, if you hired a new employee in December, since the employee is not included in November payroll book, you can add the employee to December payroll book by clicking Calculate Each button next to December payroll book and separately run the calculation for the corresponding employee and add the calculated data to the December payroll book. And then, once you have finished working on payroll calculation, you can use print functions for payroll books and payroll statements. On the right side of the menu screen, in Payroll Book column, you can use View button to view the printed payroll book. And you can click Print at the bottom to print out the payroll book. And you can also use View by Employee button to select the desired employee and print the payroll statement for the employees. And you can also edit the template of the displayed payroll book by clicking Option at the top right, Template Setup. You can first add a new template. And in Template Setup window, you can edit the columns, add or hide, or move position, and you can modify the displayed names. And after adding templates, when you later print payroll books, you can select the desired template at the bottom left. And after completing all the payroll calculation required for a payroll book, you can click Finalize button on the right side of the corresponding payroll book. This button will finalize the payroll book and you will be unable to modify or delete the payroll book. And please note that in user pay system, where employees can personally log in and view their own payroll history, only finalized payroll books will be displayed. And you can also revoke the finalization by clicking Cancel Finalization button. Then you'll be able to modify or delete the payroll book. And in order to delete a payroll book, you can use Delete button in Payroll Book column. And for a finalized payroll book, you need to first cancel finalization for the payroll book, and then use Delete button. Next, in Details column, you can use two buttons related to payroll statements. So View button will allow you to select the desired employees and print their payroll statements. And in addition to the displayed template, you can also edit payroll statement templates by clicking Option at the top right, Template Setup. And next, Email button. This button will allow you to send payroll statements to each employee by using the email address set up for each employee in Register Employee menu. In Register Employee menu, the email address that you registered for each employee code, the address will be loaded to Payroll Book menu. You can find the address at the bottom of Send Email screen. Then you can click Send button at the bottom to send to each employee only their own payroll statement. Lastly, in Payroll Book menu, you can search payroll books by clicking Search at the top right. You can use various search conditions such as department and project. And for example, if you search by a particular department, then when you view payroll books, only the data of the selected department will be displayed in the view screen. So please use Payroll Book menu to your convenience, and for further inquiries, please contact your customer service team by going to Support Online Screencast Inquiry. Thank you.